Hey, Good Sam, this is Pastor Jed. It is so good to be back at Good Sam. I was on vacation for nearly 2 weeks. I was able to see friends and family. I was able to connect with people that I grew up with. I was able to reconnect with the church that I discovered my call of ministry in, a place where I married Heidi, a place where we dedicated our children. And it was beautiful just to share about where God has taken me, about this beautiful church in Valley Springs, California, in which I get to serve, I get to partner with you. We get to be a part of expanding God's kingdom together. I love how we're increasing our love for God. We're increasing our love for our community. We're increasing our love for each other. On Sunday, we were able to be reminded how big and vast and beautiful God's kingdom is, how He is calling us to new places. He is calling us to take the message to people that have never heard. On Sunday, we heard from Lisa Wilkerson. She's one of our MATS missionaries. She is serving with Chi Alpha. They are working in the marketplace, helping young people discover how they can take their gifts as they are furthering their career and using those opportunities to become missionaries in the marketplace. She spoke to us from Matthew chapter 5. In Matthew chapter 5, Jesus is telling us, He's telling His disciples, that we're called to be salt, we're called to be light. She gave us a little vial of salt, and it's only halfway filled so that we can see the light. It's a reminder that each one of us is called to be light. We are called to be salt. We are called to proclaim the good news to people that need to know Jesus. As we're moving forward out of this season of celebrating who the church is and what the church is called to do, we're going to be moving into a season of generosity. We're going to be reminded that God has given us gifts, and that these gifts are given to us with no strings attached, that God wants us to receive these gifts with open hands. But God wants us to use these gifts to partner with Him to expand His territory. We're going to be looking at what it looks like to partner with God, to give generously with open hands and open hearts. I love it that this church has momentum behind us. This church is known for its generosity in our community. We're known for generosity in the way that we relate with each other. So we're going to be asking ourselves as this year winds down, what does God have in store for us next year? There's a few things that I want you to do. I want you to be thinking about all the ways that God has given you more than enough so that you can be generous with the people in your life. You can be generous in our community. You can be generous with our church. The second thing that I want you to do is I want you to begin praying. And if you've already been praying, thank you so much. And if you haven't, I want you to start praying that God would be with us as we start identifying our goals for next year. Tonight, our leadership team is wrestling with what it means to identify spiritual goals, what it means to identify strategic goals, so that we can be clear on what God is calling us to do. We can be clear on who God is calling us to be. Again, this is a beautiful season together. The temperatures are dropping. The sky is just so blue. We're expecting rain. Things are going to be greening up. It's just a reminder that seasons continue to change, and we believe that this next season is going to be a season of growth, of beauty, and of generosity. I look forward to seeing you on Sunday as we continue our series with I Love My Church. Blessings.